Alright, so it is time for breakfast already. It is after 8. It's almost 8:30. The problem is it was absolutely freezing last night. Freezing. I had on my wearable blanket, sweatpants and socks, and I'm telling you, man, that cold was biting last night. Oh, and it was supposed to get down to 33 degrees this morning. It's 37. Yeah, it's a good thing I don't rely on the weather people to tell me anything. But anyway, I gotta make breakfast, clean the counters, blah, blah, blah. I went to get my phone going this morning, and Google decides to pull up some wackadoodle shit. I don't even know what it was. I ended up turning the phone off on my screen and turning it back on. It's like it wanted me to AI search the something and then cross-reference a bunch of goddamn programs. It was freaking stupid. I've about had it with most of Google's properties anyway. Woke up this morning like, your storage is running out. Bye, 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 bye. I ain't bye, and shit. You pay me for the 20 years I've been using your goddamn shit. How about that? That's gratitude for you. I've been using Google since, not since Google was created, because at one point, Yahoo was better than Google, but Yahoo pulled some stupid shit between, right around 2013. They were a platform that they had a section called, I don't know what it was called initially. It was Creative something initially. And then it turned into Yahoo Voices, where they paid writers a very small amount, usually $10 for 500 words. I mean, it wasn't good. Although it was and still is, although if they were still doing that, $10 for 500 words, they would still be paying more than a text broker for a 500-word article at level 4. So, there's something. But Yahoo closed all that down in 2013 and just about made a lot of authors homeless. In fact, I think a couple of them did end up homeless because they shut down the author platform and those guys weren't getting their 20 years of residuals or something. It really screwed them over big time. So at that point, I stopped using Yahoo because screw that shit. If you're going to make people homeless, I'm not going to use you. And I used to be a real big Yahoo proponent, and I'm not anymore. So yeah. So then I tried Bing, and sometimes I still use Bing, but I wasn't real happy with the way that one searched either. Tried DuckDuckGo. I liked DuckDuckGo for a lot of years, and I think what happened was the ad blockers just stopped working, so you couldn't look anything up. It was just all ads, so I stopped using DuckDuckGo. And that left me with Google, which I've just about fucking had it with them too now. So where do you go from there? So where do I go from Google? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. And keep in mind that I understand that Google owns YouTube because they bought it from the original creators. And I wish I could convince small companies and people to stop it. Stop selling your shit to these big ass corporations that ruin your idea. And they're running their own shit just fine. Why do you want them to run yours? Oh, because you want a cha-ching all the way to the bank. Yeah. So you sold out. That used to be a dirty word. Selling out. If you sell to the big guys, you're selling out. And, boy, nobody cares anymore. They just want their money, cha-ching, and moving on. Wish that works for me. That does not work for me. You know, I tried for 3.5 years to get an agent. I finally said to hell with it. Because nobody wanted to work. And it's kind of funny. I saw a meme the other day. That's right. I said meme. It's not meme. It's me. M-E-M-E. Me. Meme. I don't know why it's a meme, but, you know, whatever. I would have picked a different name for that. Maybe one of these days we can brainstorm a better term for the meme. But, so, yeah, 3.5 years trying to get an agent to get up off their ass and do something. You know, and here's the deal. If I had stayed on that path, I'd probably still be waiting for an agent to get off their goddamn ass and do something. So now I publish my own books, and I deal with bullshit corporations. But here's the thing. I'm still a little guy. You know, I didn't sell out to the big guys. I didn't, you know, take my bazillion-dollar advance and I'm going to crank out some bullshit. Crank out that formulated crap that everybody else is writing. Why are they writing it? So they can cha-ching to the bank. You've already read it 1,000 times. But Joe Blow and Jane Blow author, they're going to write it for you some more. Because that's what they're getting paid to write. Formulated bullshit. You know, I'm surprised that fucking worked and I didn't have to stab the garbage disposal. So, you know, we need to make it a disincentive to sell your business to these big-ass corporations because they just ruin them. And I don't even know where to go next. I've tried every search engine on the planet and I just can't find one I like. So if you have a good idea on a search engine or storage platform, let me know. And no, I don't want to pay for it. So it has to be free. I cannot afford any more bills. I've already got a bill that's late. So I don't think I've got 2 that are late. I've got 2 that are late now because of their gimme, greedy ways. It's not that I don't want to pay them. Well, I don't want to pay them, but the primary reason they're not paid is because I don't have the money. You know, that's always funny. You ever think about that? These companies, they charge you late fees because you can't afford to pay them, like that's going to help. You know, it's just, that's great. So you couldn't afford it, you know, you couldn't afford the $200. So they're going to charge you $250, like that's going to make you pay it any faster. Probably not going to work that way. But, you know, I guess they assume that instead of paying the bill, you bought a brand new $1,000 or $2,000 TV, or maybe you bought a brand new Maserati and didn't pay your bill. You know, for 99% of the people, that's not what happened. What happened was somebody stiffed them, like their employer stiffed them on hours, or a different bill got gimme, greedy, and they paid that because that was more important than your bill. You know, and it depends on your perspective as to what's more important. You Is food more important than electricity, or is electricity more important than food, or, is there a bill more important than rent? Probably not. So, yeah. But go right on and charge all those goddamn fees, because that's going to make an already cash-strapped person, be able to pay you faster. It makes sense. I hate this. This is such a waste of time. But in other news, I did get my Horror of the Tazumari statue caught up last night. Although, I was talking about freezing. It was just freezing. By the time I went to bed, I was in so much pain. It took me forever to get to sleep, because once you get too cold, there's just nothing you can do about that pain. You have to wait until you warm up, which like to about never freaking happen. I need to fix that too. I need a free way to increase at least my personal temperature. Maybe I can scrape together enough money to get a couple of hot water bottles or something. Because that was just miserable. I need to grab a fresh lighter for my stove. I dumped hamburger grease and crap all over the one I was using. And no, it hasn't been cleaned up, because I'm the only one here that does anything. And, you got to pick and choose your shit that you're going to waste your time on. Am I going to waste another 2 minutes cleaning up a mess that shouldn't have happened? Or am I going to, get on to the things I need to do? Well, I'm going to get on to the things I need to do. Because as you can see here, it's taking me a very long time to get breakfast ready. And sure, we need to eat, but why does it have to take this long? It's ridiculous. And I used to be able to basically skip breakfast and order a pizza or a sandwich from the pizza place here, and they would deliver it by 11 a.m. Now, I used to get up closer to 9, between 9 and 10, so that wasn't a stretch, but they decided to pay all their drivers, pay all their employees, including their drivers, $15 an hour for working during the Giant P. And that's cool. At first, that worked real well. Those guys were getting paid, and I was still getting my sandwiches and pizza by, 11, sometimes by about 11:20. I live really close to that pizza shop. Not close enough to walk and get a pizza and bring it home. I mean, that would take, it would take me 30 minutes to get home with a pizza, and by then it'd be cold, so I don't get their pizzas anymore. But, I should tell you why. They decided that they're no longer going to deliver before 4 p.m. Yep. They raised everybody's wages. They raised prices. They lowered the quality of their ingredients. I accidentally ordered one of their new pizzas, and it was terrible. I mean, it was really terrible. It was worse than Pizza King. And to be honest, Pizza King's like 2 blocks from my house, I guess. I mean, if I could walk straight there, it'd be 2 blocks from my house. It's still about half a mile to get a pizza from there, but it's closer than the gourmet pizza shop that I was getting all my stuff from. But I don't order there anymore, mostly because they just don't deliver anymore. And, you know, in order to get a pizza or anything, I would have to walk 30 minutes there and then 30 minutes back. And by the time I got back, the damn pizza would be cold. What's the point? And yes, they do have a dining room, and yes, I could eat in the dining room, but I'm not. I am not going to eat in their dining room. It's never going to happen. Never. Well, I should say the only way it happens that I go in there and eat is if the power's out here and the power's on there. Then I take my laptop there and work in the dining room. But as a general rule, I'm not going to go sit in the dining room. I don't have that kind of time. All right, so I think my skillet is finally clean. I turned off the camera for a while because, you know, it's the same shit you've seen me do. You wash it, you heat it up, you look at it, you wash it again, you heat it up, you look at it, and, you know, after 4 or 5 times of that, the skillet's finally clean. Anyway, I think it's clean now. I think I want bacon. Now, I don't think the pancake worked very well. I gotta watch what I eat. Ever since I stopped smoking, I'm real prone to hungry stomach. And it's been a problem my whole life where I have days where food just does not work for whatever reason. And I'm used to that. But when I stopped smoking, it was food not working times 1,000. It was like I wouldn't eat for 3 hours, and my stomach thought I hadn't eaten for 3 years. Just, you know, awful. And I really got to watch what I eat, or it comes back bad. And I think that's what happened yesterday, because I had that pancake. Because it was, you know, it was just awful all day. Nothing I ate worked. And for the record, it makes losing weight difficult too. Because if you're always hungry to the point where you can't think, you know, what are you going to do? I got to work, which means if my stomach is being a pain in the ass, you know, I have to grab something real quick and eat it, because I got to get back to work. So I think I'm going to do bacon and eggs this morning and see if that does anything. And, you know, and you may say, well, Stacey, do you ever eat any vegetables? No. God, no. Why would I? If I eat a vegetable, I can pretty much guarantee a hungry stomach. It just doesn't work for me. It's, you know, wasted calories on something that isn't going to work. So I really limit what kind of vegetables I eat. You know, in fact, the only thing I really eat is onions, peppers, and cabbage. It's the only things I eat for vegetables usually. Oh, and I might, well, green chilies or peppers. All kinds of peppers, onions, and sometimes some cabbage. But it can't be wasting calories on food that doesn't work. I mean, if I'm going to eat it and be hungry in 10 minutes, I'm not eating it. Fuck that. So today is going to be eggs and bacon, I think. Maybe a slice of cheese. All right, back to doing breakfast. I got my 2 forks and bowl cleaned. I don't have any paper towels in here, so the dishes get to be wet. Because I've only got 1 roll left, and I bought 2 last week. One was to dry off dishes, and the other one was to clean the bathroom. So now all I've got is the clean the bathroom paper towel. So, and I did already check metrics this morning. I do that every morning in case I miss something on the overnight, but I'm usually pretty up on it all day too, seeing how things are going and this, that, and the other thing. I had someone once say, you know, at what point do you stop checking your metrics 100 times a day? Well, I don't know, because I started full-time publishing in 2018. That was after that 3.5 years of wasted time. And I suppose I've slowed down. I might only check metrics 4 or 5 times a day instead of, like 6 times an hour. But the truth is, you never do. Because you want to know what's going on, and you should at least check your metrics every day. Once a day. I usually definitely do it in the morning. Sometimes I get so busy that maybe I won't check it again until I go to bed. But this morning, everything was terrible. We may have to rename Wednesdays from hump day to slump day, because the metrics were just awful. I don't know what happened last night or anything, but nobody was looking at or reading anything last night. Weird. I don't know. Maybe it got cold and everybody went to bed early. It sure was freezing here. Oh man, cooking bacon. It is after 9. All right, well, my butt decided to be a butt, so now I've got burnt bacon. That's wonderful. And there's nothing I can do about it. I have to, it has to go in with everything else because I only have so much bacon. And I can't afford to throw bacon away. And I just looked at the sales for this week at the local grocery, and their deli bacon is not on sale this week. It wasn't on sale last week either, which is why I didn't get very much of it. What they have on sale next week is Smithfield bacon for $3.99 for 12 ounces. That makes it $5.39 a pound. So that's not actually much cheaper than the deli bacon. The deli bacon is $5.99 a pound. Smithfield's $3.99 package is for 12 ounces. So you got to watch that, because when you go and get a packaged bacon, there's a good chance that it's not going to be 16 ounces. 16 ounces is a pound. 12 ounces is not a pound. 14 ounces is not a pound. 15 ounces is not a pound. So when you go to the store, watch it, because a lot of times you're buying that prepackaged stuff and they're not giving you a pound, and you're paying, $5 or $6 for it. You think, yeah, I'm getting a good deal. You're not. You're getting shorted by anywhere from 2 to 4 ounces. So if you can get your stuff from a meat counter in a deli, you will get a real pound. Or you can get less than a pound if you like. But generally the prices are better. Well, at least something worked right today. I went to go plunge the toilet because I have one of those toilets where if your butt goes off, you're going to be plunging the toilet. And I did not need to plunge it. It actually flushed completely. I'm in shock. Yesterday I spent about an hour plunging the toilet. I'm not buying any gum. I think that's what it is. So now my butt is getting rid of all the gum. But I don't need any gum. I don't need any nicotine gum. So now I can walk around like a normal person with nothing in my mouth. And there for a while I was drinking a lot. Boy, that was driving me nuts. But, all right. How do I want my eggs? Poached sounds good, but I need to go look that up because I don't want to wash that skillet. So I'm going to go see if you can make poached eggs in a bacon grease skillet. No, I cannot make a poached egg in a skillet full of bacon grease. Although I'm not sure why you can't. You know what? I'm going to dump the bacon grease. I'm going to add water. Yeah, every recipe I just saw had a clean skillet with vinegar in it, fine, but I really don't want to spend time washing that skillet for the 40th time this weekend. And the other thing is, I wondered what I needed this vinegar for. Apparently it was to make poached eggs. So we'll just heat up that water. With the, bacon stuff on the bottom in it. And we'll add some vinegar. Does vinegar need refrigerated? Probably not. We're going to do it anyway. Or not. I can't find a spot. I don't think vinegar needs refrigerated. Yeah. Here, we'll just do that. All right. Now I need a bowl. Turn that fire up. I need a bowl to eat out of. So there's the bowl for breakfast. Still waiting on that water to boil. And it said something about getting rid of the liquidy part of the egg in the recipe that I read, but I'm not going to do it because if the water's boiling, you really shouldn't have much of a problem. But I'm still waiting on the water to boil. All right, so let's take a look at the water. There it is. Looks to me like it's boiling. So we'll just put this egg in there. And here's the thing. If you do it right, it should start cooking real quick. So there's the egg. Wash my skillet, or my spatula. I gotta do towels today. I was I don't have an actual dryer. My dryer broke a long, long time ago. Before its 20-year mark, so. When I went to get my towel, I realized that I only have 2 bath towels left. Now, there's one on that table. That's a hand towel. And I might have a couple more in a closet somewhere, on a shelf. But I need to do towels. Alright, so let's see here about this poached egg. That actually looks really good. I don't understand why everybody's got a clean skillet. That poached egg looks good. I think it's fine. So, alright, so you can cook a poached egg in a bacon grease skillet. Works out just fine. And that'll be the only egg I do because I'm going to have some cottage cheese and some of this Pearl Valley Super Hot Jumpin' Jack cheese. This stuff is so weird. This stuff is so weird. Here, let me spin you around again. It's on the screen so I know what you see. Alright, so this is the Jumpin' Jack cheese. It's Colby Jack with jalapenos in it. It's alright, but it falls apart. I like it. I would get more if it were on sale this week. But I just looked, and my local grocery has Baby Swiss on sale, so I'll be getting some of that. Alrighty, I think my poached egg is just about done. And remember, there's no grease in the skillet, so I could dump all that water down the sink because I put the grease in my grease holder over there. Alright, we want to heat this bacon up is what we want to do. Which is why I drained the water. That's the only downside about poaching an egg. You can't put your bacon back in to heat it up while your egg finishes the last few moments of cooking. But I felt like a poached egg, so that's what I did. Drying off at least the handle to my fork. These are such cheap forks. There's actually a flaw in the metal. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, there it is. Flaw in the metal. Drives me nuts. I end up washing this fork for 100 years because of that flaw in the metal. Alright, so this is done. And I'll show you what it looks like. So here's my poached egg and bacon. It doesn't smell all that great, but it will. Oh, I know what it is. It's the bacon that was already burnt. Whatever. Okay, so make sure the bowl is clean. All right, so we want 100 and here. Let's just go over here because I'm going to put some cottage cheese in here. It is. This thing sucks sometimes. I think it needs a new battery. Alright, so I need 2 cheeses. Two cheeses, and that is 70 grams. That's it's less than 2 ounces. All right, so we need 113 grams of cottage cheese. $70 minus 134 is, or 70 plus 113 is 183. I forgot to tear the scale before I started my cottage cheese. There we go. So that is that. Cheese, cottage cheese. Poached egg and bacon, and I got one really burnt bacon, so I'm not putting that in there. Alright, so there's breakfast for this morning. Like and subscribe if you are so motivated, and I will